Hi everybody, it's Melanie. So today is Tuesday, which is an unusual day because I report here on Friday, so I'm off. But I have quite a few things to talk about to you today. First thing is that I just came into like this revelation, however you say that. I get mixed up with my words here, I'm sorry. I have set a new goal for myself. Why? To prove a point. To prove a point where anything is possible once you have your head in it. I think that once you really just have that mental attitude that you could just get there and you have this target weight, you'll get there once you put your head in it. Now, you guys all know that my goal weight is 160 pounds. Now, granted, since last year, I believe it was sometime in June or July, I was over my goal weight, right? And I was over my goal weight for 8 months until February of this year, right? So about a month ago, I reached my goal weight again of 160 pounds, and I've been there steadily for about a good month. So I for about a month I have seen anywhere between, I believe, 155 to 160 pounds, which is where I would like to be. Um, but I was like, all right, I was there for 8 months, right? And I was like really struggling for those 8 months because I had moved, right? Everything once I moved, right? Because I had achieved my other goal, in life, which was I had two huge goals in life. One was to lose my weight, and the other one was to get my own house. So I have achieved my goals. I have achieved my dreams. Um, but my mother-in-law had packed my scale, right? So in the process of moving for about a good month, I couldn't find my scale because I didn't even pack it myself. So, once you like start unpacking, I mean, it's like a whole big deal. Like once you just like forget. And I was a daily weigher. So I didn't weigh myself for, I don't know, I would say about a month, so that affected me. So what happened was that I was eating junk and I was eating foods that I was not supposed to. So of course, when I saw that scale, I was like, oh my God, I'm above my goal weight. But I've always managed to get myself under 160 pounds, and like I never had a problem with it until recently. So I was there. I was above my goal weight again for about 8 months. So in, let's see, June, which is about maybe 3 or 4 months away, I was like, I wanted to prove a point where I was like, I could get there. So my new goal weight is 150 pounds. Now, I want to say that I have been 155, 150, ugh, my words are all over the place today, 150 pounds before. And it was specifically around my 1 year surgery. So I was 10 pounds under my goal weight already. However, I didn't have plastic surgery then. I didn't have my boobs, I didn't have any curves. I was just like straight. And I didn't like the way that I looked. I didn't like the way that I looked in pictures. So I had set a lifetime, goal range of anywhere between like 153 to 156, because at that point, like I just looked at sick in pictures, and like you see my collarbones, like if I go like this, like that's how I looked at 150 pounds. So hopefully that won't happen again because I don't really like that. And now I have like, my boobs or whatever, and my butt, I have a little bit of butt, so I just hope that it doesn't, I look okay at 150. And if it does, and if I don't look good at that weight, I'll just go between 153 to 156 again. But that is something that I want to do just for me, just because I can, and just because I say once I want to achieve something, I could. And it also goes for you guys too, that once you put your head in it, you could hit that target weight that you want. Something has to click in here, right? Now I also want to talk about MrsTLovely's video. where she is really, really struggling. You know, MrsTLovely, I just want to say real quick, right, that I've been there. I've been there. I reached a boiling point in December where I was like, you know, I don't want to come on here anymore. What am I going to say to these people? Because, you know, I wasn't doing good. I wasn't dieting and I wasn't exercising. And I was gaining weight and I was above my goal weight. But it's also good to come on here and say the bad, right? And I was saying it, you know, but then I was like, what advice can I possibly give anybody? But you also have to know is that you're giving other people encouragement because they're struggling too, and they want to do well, and they have to see that other people are struggling too. But I have been there, and we I want to say that sometimes when we're even close to where we want to be, the number where we want to see, or even at that number, we tend to self-sabotage ourselves because we'd be like, oh, well, I'm comfortable now. Well, I can have maybe that piece of cookie or that piece of cake because I'm at my target weight or close to it. So you know how many times I've done that? I mean, mentally we self-sabotage ourselves because we're like, well, I could have this now because I'm close to that number that I want to see, you know, and then it just goes into like a domino effect and be like, well, because I've noticed that once we have some type of sugar in our body, which is why I try to avoid sugar, it goes continuous and we want it more and more, we crave it more and more, so I try to stay away from it, you know. But there was one point, and I'm going to tell you that we have these little phases. My phase was where I all of a sudden picked up a habit where I had cookies and milk every day, and I was like, what the hell am I doing, you know? And I picked up that habit, I would say anywhere between 1 to 2 months, you know. And I was like, this has to stop, you know, because of course I love chocolate chip cookies, but it's like I just have to get it out of my house. But it became a habit, which I eventually broke. Another habit was just like having like for about a good week, I just like I usually drink coffee in the morning, and I pick up Dunkin' Donuts coffee because I don't have a Starbucks around my new area of my job. So I was like, oh, those munchkins look good. You know, the 5 for $1. I'm like, why not? So for about a week, I was eating munchkins, you know, and I was like, this is why you can't get down to your target weight. Yes, last week I reported that I was 160 pounds, right, which is my goal weight, but I could have been less than that if I would avoid, you know, snacking like that. I mean, like, why do I do that? Why? Because we self-sabotage ourselves. And because once we see we're even close to our target weight where we want to be, specifically me, I want to be anywhere between 153 to 156. That's where I'm comfortable at. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I could eat this now. So we just go through these little phases. And I want to tell you that it will go away. It will go away. I mean, like I said, you said it in your video. We get tired, you know, and I've seen that plenty of times. Um, and I beg to differ that if anybody doesn't get tired of always doing the same thing every day, I mean, I don't know. I know I've gotten tired, and I'm like, okay, I need a break. You know, I need a break from exercising. I need a break of dieting every day, you know. So my break is usually on the weekends where I just like I eat any type of foods I want. So that's my comfort zone. So I've picked up exercising again, of course, and that's helped me out. And of course, the support of YouTube and Facebook always helps. But honey, this is just a phase. Once again, you will get through. You will get through it. I promise. I also want to talk real quick about my father. He has. We just recently found out that he is facing serious health issues. My father is diabetic. He has a serious diabetic issue, and he is one of the reasons why I got my lab band done, because I have a history of my family, a family background of being diabetics, and I didn't want it to rub off on me. But recently he has also found out that he has a heart condition, and now his heart is working 3 times more than what it should be. His doctor has suggested in the past that he do lap band, and he didn't do it because he's the type of person that didn't want to have any type of surgery. So now they're really pushing him to do it, and God forbid anything happens to him, because I swear I would be a mess. I don't do very well at all with anything that has to do with my family, and like, I'll just put it there. I'm like, I don't do well. I'll be an emotional mess. I'll have a breakdown. I probably won't do any more videos if anything was even to happen to any of my family members, especially that I'm so tight with them. You know, I'm very family oriented. So now they're pushing the lap band, and I'm gonna actually call my doctor in a few, and I'm gonna see when's the next orientation. Now, for my father, of course, this is probably going to be hard for him, and I don't know exactly if the lap band is the right choice for him, because you really have to really put yourself into it. I mean, I would probably say the lap band is only 40%, and then you have to be like 60%, you know? So automatically people think that when you get the lap band surgery, it's going to stop you from eating and you're going to lose the weight. No, it's not like that, because it takes even a while to get the restriction, because you have to keep going to the doctors to get a fill. So I was having a conversation with my mother yesterday, and she was like, well, isn't it supposed to help, you know, you from stop eating? I'm like, yes, Mom, but it takes a while to get there. And you also have, he also has to realize that he has to diet and he has to exercise. It has to be a lifestyle change. And I know my father is probably not going to be, you know, exercising. He's been overweight for as long as I know him, you know, and it's been what, 29 years since I was born. So he just really has to, like, I guess, dedicate himself, and I'm not too sure if he has the intentions to do that, because they're just really trying just to push him to do it because of his health issues. So I just tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, he just like has to really commit to it, because it's not gonna be easy. You know, you still have to really, like, it's just like any regular person, to tell you the truth, dieting out there. We have to do the same exact thing. We have to diet and we have to exercise. And if you don't do that with the lap band, it's probably not going to work. You have to push. And if you push, your band will work. Okay, so that's just something that he has to really do. And also, I'm not too sure if he's gonna do well with being on liquids for about a month, because if you guys know, you have to, like, be on liquids 2 weeks before you have surgery, and then 2 weeks out of surgery. So we'll see. I mean, I'll keep you guys updated. So anyway, this video is running long. Take care. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this whole video. Have a great day. Bye.